So welcome back to Remy Workouts Roundtable 2. This is where we really highlight our players, our former players, our current players, everybody that's around the league. We give them a chance to voice their opinions, voice their thoughts, voice anything that they got going on in life. So we're back. So, without further ado, one of my brothers, I really respect this guy because he really gave me a chance to work on his game, but most importantly, solidified the travel training. It was always a dream of mine to be able to go city to city, working with different NBA players. He really was one of the first guys to give me a shot, and everyone around the league was just like, okay, we see guys bringing in their trainers now throughout the season, working on your game. He really was one of the first guys to give me a shot with this, and I'll always respect him for that and always continue to work with him. Very influential in his country. He's the only player to make it to the NBA out of his country. One of the guys known around the NBA just for his attitude, his swag, his charisma, everything. Also known for making big shots in the playoffs, regular season, it didn't matter. Led the NBA in assists before. Just an overall amazing person, man. Greivis Vasquez.
My man.
I appreciate you.
What an intro, dog.
Yeah, I know. Man, got to give you your props, man. You're very
you.
well known around the NBA, and we enjoy everything about you, man. We miss you. We can't wait till you to get back. Your road to recovery is going to be amazing. So, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, man.
It's an honor for me to be here with you. Obviously, you don't need an intro. You're my guy. You also gave me a shot. I think players, and nowadays they're gonna understand that preparation is the key.
For sure.
I mean, if you see all these all-stars, D-Way,
Yep.
It wasn't a coincidence. This guy he is who he is because he prepared to this moment.
For sure.
And he deserved everything he got, because he worked hard. So to me, I'm a hard-working guy.
Yep.
And I think that's something that I identify from yourself, and I admire that because how hard you work, and even though we've been working together for a minute,
for a long
even
time
now,
man.
so this is gonna be a good conversation because
Absolutely.
I know a lot of kids and players, young players, that are gonna be watching.
Yes.
So
yes.
to me, that's very important.
Absolutely, man. So like I said, man, we highlight you. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about a lot of different other things, man, just normal conversations. So with you, let's talk about your childhood in Venezuela. How was it? Talk to me about the city, tell me about your childhood, everything.
I grew up in Caracas. I grew up in a humble neighborhood. My mom was from 23 de Enero, which is kind of like I wouldn't say ghetto, but it's
rough neighborhood.
Rough neighborhood. Very,
Very,
very rough.
Yes.
And my dad is from another rough neighborhood from the east of Caracas.
Okay.
Coche. And then I grew up, playing ball. Ball was the way. For me to free stress, it was a lot of financial problems with my family. Sometimes it was hard to just buy a pair of shoes.
Yep.
Sometimes it was hard to get to practice because you had to transportation, and just to get there was a problem. Even paying for school, it was hard. So I kind of had to earn it the really hard way.
Yep.
I couldn't go a different way.
Yep.
I could have go to a different way, a different path. Drugs, easy life.
Same thing that we deal with here.
And it sounds like this is the same story. It's just like basketball is the type of sport that will, bring the best out of you if you're really committed. And most of us, not the whole, population of basketball probably went through the same route. But if I went to high school with Kevin Durant, and he's from a humble neighborhood as well.
Yep.
And then as many others, you see LeBron and his story and all that stuff. D-Way.
Yep. Everybody has a story.
James Johnson. We all have a story. So to me, it was even tougher because I was coming from another country. So imagine, it's only 330 players in the NBA, something like that, or a little more.
330 players. Yep.
And a guy from Venezuela, a country that is known for baseball. what the odds of you making it to high school in the States, college? And not only that, tell me the odds of making it to the NBA.
That's crazy.
That is a dream. Like, imagine me telling my homeboys, yo,
I'm going to make it to the NBA.
I'm going to make it to the NBA.
They're like, yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
They're
in
like,
the middle of Caracas. What you talking about,
you
man?
don't even have a passport. My dad, they tell my dad mustache because he got a funny mustache, bigote in Spanish. And then they used to make fun of us because we couldn't really afford a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, people think money is everything. Mm-hmm. But the great thing about my journey is like money was the least thing needed in order for me to be successful.
For sure.
And that's something that young kids need, to understand. And even young players in the NBA, or players in college, or players in high school. Like, I know my role. I wasn't the best player, but I made an impact in every team I played.
For sure.
Ever since high school.
Yep.
I always wanted to outwork the best players.
Yep.
I always wanted to, do the right thing when nobody's watching and make an impact. So growing up was essentially, my base.
Yeah.
I seen so many different things. People getting shot.
Yeah.
People getting killed back home just because they're stealing a pair of shoes.
Man, it's crazy.
Armed, gone, stealing, a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And I was just a young kid. So I had to see all that in order to build this toughness. And
I was just going to say, like, you're known for being so tough and having a lot of swag and charisma. And, is that how you developed all of that? Like, develop your toughness, like, to be able to not be scared, take the big shots when it count? Like, where does that come from? Does it come from?
I used to, in Caracas, I used to go play basketball and street basketball.
Yeah.
To the toughest neighborhoods in Caracas. Caracas is the main city of Venezuela. Sure. So I remember some of my homeboys were scared, but I was a different animal when I was on the court. So I see all the guys with like gums and stuff watching me and wanted to see me play just to see. They call me a white guy, back home. Yeah. Because I was this little white dude, skinny guy.
Yeah.
So they call me, this is the American coming in, because I wasn't used to going to these tough neighborhoods and play against, and display my game and showcase my game.
Yeah.
So Caracas is called Los Barrios.
Okay.
Barrios.
Okay.
Those are the humble and tough neighborhoods. So, and Los Barrios, all these people used to watch me play.
Okay. Was the court packed?
Packed. It's just like you're
Rucker.
playing in New York. Like,
the
like the
Rucker.
Rucker. Yes, exactly like that. But, but in Venezuela.
But in Venezuela,
You know what I mean? That was my movie. That
Absolutely.
was like,
Absolutely.
This is my time to shine. This is my time to get the respect I need.
For sure.
So I was, like I say, every time the ball just go up in the air, like
you
in
get
the air,
a different mind frame.
A different mindset. I was a different guy.
Love it.
I was an animal. I didn't care who was watching me. I didn't care if somebody was getting robbed. I didn't care if somebody was doing drugs. I was just worrying about basketball.
This was your outlet right here.
That was my outlet, yes.
This is your outlet, and a lot of kids today, they don't use playing as their outlet. And I love it. I'm a trainer. They train, but that part of the game, that's where I develop my toughness, my competitiveness, right? Out there on the court, in the streets, on the outside court, just playing against older kids. Weren't you playing against older people?
Older kids. And I always got beat up.
That's the thing.
Always got beat up.
So forgetting that part.
I'll give you this analogy. Like, imagine playing in Los Barrios.
Yep.
Outside courts.
Yep.
Bigger kids. Back.
Yep.
Like the Rockers. And all of a sudden you're playing in the Madison Square Garden. Staples Center. American Airlines Arena. You go to your locker and you're sponsored by Under Armour.
Yeah.
And you get your own shoes, your own tights, an NBA jersey.
Yeah.
Like I'm still living a dream. I'm on my way back, and I'm so thankful about what I went through and what I'm going through, because you cannot take anything for granted. No, not at all. I think it's only 30 teams in the NBA.
Yep.
How many superstars? Probably 10 or a little less. You know what I mean? With superstars.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the rest of us, believe it or not, we are role players. You know what I mean? You got to figure it out a way.
My thing is, I think players come and they get confused because you have different aspirations when you get to the NBA. You want to be great. You want to be a Hall of Famer. You want to be an All-Star. But like you just said, being a role player And understanding that makes you great when you understand your actual role. I know you had aspirations, like I said, like you said, you came from something small.
And that is normal.
Yes,
that is normal.
That's very normal.
Until it becomes your job.
Absolutely.
Until you become professional.
Yes.
When you become a professional player, things just change, and you gotta accept it. That doesn't make you a better or less man to understand that it's gonna be a guy that the team is gonna be running through the guy.
That's it.
You know what I mean? I mean, to me, the best example I can give you, besides mine, because I got people think that getting traded many times is a bad thing. It means that another team really wants you.
Absolutely, that's it.
And it's part of the business, just like getting injured.
Yep.
So, to me, the best example I can give you is when, when LeBron came to Miami.
Yes.
And it was D-Wade's city. It was D-Wade's team.
Yep.
But D-Wade was man enough, secure enough to
say,
make it understand to the whole world, like, look, this is Brom's team. I don't mind. I'm all about winning.
To touch on that, I think it was that, and also Bron's personality needed somebody behind him to say, "Hey,
I agree.
Go ahead, brother."
It worked out
like,
perfectly.
It can't be somebody like a MJ or somebody like a Kobe, mind you, will come in and say, "Hey, I'm gonna show you by example that it's my team."
Can I go farther than that? I think when you're that secure, when you don't show insecurities like that, you are a winner. I mean, we were talking outside off cameras, like D-Wade always smiling. You don't see D-Wade. So, like I study the game.
Yep.
I watch guys like D-Wade.
Yeah.
I watch guys like Chris Paul,
Yeah.
Steve Nash,
Yes.
Kobe, LeBron,
Yep.
Steph,
Yes.
Stephen Curry, KD.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You see little details about the best of
Absolutely.
the best and how they prepare. Like, in order for these guys just to put the team first, to put winning first, and everything else just came in. Money, fame,
100%.
championships.
Everything is valued
his family,
around winning.
his kids,
Yes. Everything started to line up. Everything is valued around winning. That's what people don't understand. Your personal accolades is great, but you're not really highlighted unless you're a winner. That is the key.
People gonna remember you whether you win or not.
Exactly.
And when players understand that, like, most of the players in the NBA are role players. And you gotta understand,
that a lot of them don't accept it.
But you know what?
They go years.
And I understand.
They go years without accepting.
I understand. In a way, I understand because that makes you an NBA player.
For sure.
You know, proving people wrong.
Yep.
Going out there and make the GMs, the teams, hey, look, I'm the man.
Yeah.
I can do this.
Yeah.
I got the talent.
Yeah.
Westbrook.
Yeah.
You know, I love Westbrook. I hate playing against Westbrook, but I love his mentality.
Yes.
Up to this point, Russell Westbrook is becoming a real complete player.
For sure.
Why? Because he understood that he had one of the best players in the world playing along his side, next to him, but he didn't accept the fact that he was the closer, that he was the guy that you needed to give him the ball to finish games. I played against Dan in my rookie year, and we almost went to the Western Conference Finals.
Yes.
And the scout report was, let just Westbrook take all the shots.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
But I think
at that time, he was still a young player.
He's getting better at it. He could be a lot better at it. He's getting better at it.
But he's now understanding, and it's not easy, right? It's not easy because we want to be great.
Egos
That's what we get
come
paid.
in.
And you got to understand him as well, that point of view. His point of view is like, hey, I can do this.
I'm averaging a triple-double 2 years in a row, MVP. Like, what makes you think that I'm going to give you the keys?
Exactly.
Especially down the stretch. That's where players are made.
But the real detail, the small detail is winning.
That's it.
What is it going to take for you to win? But not only win regular season games. What is it going to take for you to win playoff games? What is it going to take for you to win championships? What are you going to do? What are you going to sacrifice? I just came in to this conversation that I'm having with you. I'm telling my wife, what are you going to sacrifice for us to be great?
For sure.
Because we are a team.
For sure.
You know what I mean? I just can't just be bringing the money and bringing everything else. And what are you doing?
What are you
What's
doing?
your part?
What is your part?
You know
What's your
what I mean?
role?
What is your role?
Yep.
And that's the same thing with basketball. Like, you can have the prettiest wife, the most outstanding wife, but if she doesn't do her role,
Facts.
you won't have the family that you actually dream having.
And most important part, when you say roles, yeah, I might bring in the money, and her role might be just to make sure everything is running in the family, the house is running, the house is clean, the kids are in school. But guess what? You got to make sure that they understand that role ain't bigger than my role.
Exactly.
We're equal.
You see, it's probably
it's equal.
No, I go farther than that.
Yeah.
It's probably more important than your role.
There you go.
His role was way more important than LeBron's. He saved LeBron many, many times playing with the Heat.
For sure.
When LeBron actually needed it.
For sure.
And he came through because from the see, I tell a lot of kids, hey, why don't you do it right from the beginning?
Yep.
Why are you trying to do it right at halftime? Why do you waste time? Why do you waste time? Do it right from the first inning, the stock baseball. Why are you trying to do it right in the sixth inning?
Yeah, right away.
You went through so much.
From jump off.
Well, it's so simple.
They're eliminating a lot of the vets now. So the vets that went through it, that can help the young guys understand, like, hey, like for instance, who was that person for Westbrook to teach him how to win? Not teach him how to play, not teach him how to score, not teach him how to rebound, but how to win. What was the vet? D-Wade was an amazing winner right throughout his career, but somebody had to teach him. Somebody had to say, hey.
I agree with you.
And the same thing that Wade did for LeBron, saying, hey, I'm giving you the most gas. I'm putting the battery in your backpack. This is your team.
I agree.
But guess who did that for him? Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal was still the shit coming over to Miami.
No, totally.
You understand what I'm saying? So, but when
Don't forget that guy.
Yeah, you know,
he was a guy.
Yeah, like
it came with a lot of experience.
Absolutely.
And I think GMs, in a way, because it's an entertainment game and it's a commercial game and it's a business overall. Sure. But if you don't have experience in your team, I don't care how young you are.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's like I tell I run different companies. I tell my coworkers, I was like, we just can't be a company that promises things.
Yeah.
You can't just be promising fans like, oh, we're gonna be great. This guy is good.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna develop in 2 years.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to win right now?
Facts.
So in order for you to build that winning base, you're gonna have to have experience. Yep. I don't care how bad, how great, or how bad you want it. In order for you to win, you have to have mentors that can actually teach.
Have been there.
Have
played in those
games. These young players to, you know, they
you said, so that you don't have to go through what I went through.
Exactly.
Let's start here. Let's start right now with the winning ways instead of going through all of the times of learning and trials and
Denver Nuggets right now.
Yep.
The GM is a great GM.
Yep.
Great head coach.
Yep.
Look at the roster. You know what I mean? But they had some people there previously that had to, like, you know, go through some things in order for them to be the team that they are right now. They
for sure.
top 3 in the West.
Crazy. And they're just out there playing together.
But they done it right. I think you know they have some players that had to trade. They went through a lot.
Yeah.
You know, even when Melo was there, you know what I mean?
AI, Melo, those guys, they went through some things.
And it takes continuity in order for you to, like, to get there. I think Denver is a good team for me to like showcase. Now they have Isaiah Thomas coming back for an injury.
Yep.
Experience, playoff experience.
Yep.
They have Will Barton been there for a while.
He's developing into a very good
solid player.
Very good
I mean, he's a role player.
Absolutely.
Is he a star? No.
He's
earning his money.
Yes, man. He plays defense. He makes
understanding
shots.
Who he is.
Understands the game.
That's the key about the NBA.
Absolutely.
That's why I believe that I'm gonna have a shot, because not only the experience, the preparation, the will, and I know it's a business, but when you know who you are, and you don't have that insecurity, you have your homeboys telling you, like, yeah, you got to score 30. How you going to score 30 when you're playing with Braun, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Braun's supposed to score 30.
That's why, let me tell you, Keon Doolin, one of my mentors, he always used to say, hey, man, you know, when I was growing up, I used to be asking him so many questions right after games. Hey, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? He used to be like, hey, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. And that's it, because I don't want too much outside coming in. I got to be able to concentrate. I know my role, but if I got friends like, hey, man, you got to shoot every shot. Hey, man, you should have drove to the basket. It affects my thinking process. I know my role. My role is to defend 94 feet and cause havoc.
And for me, that's simple.
Yeah.
You're getting paid to be professional.
That's it. That is your role.
Believe it or not.
It makes your job a lot easier.
So like when you
mentally.
when you start fighting other things and you know, you start viewing things differently and you don't become mature about it, you out of the league. The structure just take you out by itself, you know what I mean? Well, not necessarily by being injured or anything like that. It's just like you don't have the tough mind or that mindset to understand, brother, you are a role player.
That's it.
The moment you feel like you're the start of the team, that's the moment you out. I had a great experience my rookie year. And this is the first time I say this, and I feel comfortable saying it.
Yep.
I had Coach Bibby next to me. I say, Coach, I need
Mike Bibby? Which Bibby?
His father.
Oh, his father. Okay, yeah, Bibby. Got you.
I told Coach Bibby, was like, I just need 30 seconds, though. Just give me 30 seconds. My rookie year, I haven't even touched. Exhibition games are totally different from regular season games.
100%.
And regular season games from playoff games are totally different.
It's three different seasons.
Three different seasons. We agree with that, and I think all the players will. Yeah. Maybe the GMs they don't understand. We understand.
It's 3 different seasons. Yeah.
So I see Mike Conley playing. I'm like, man, I can't. This is so easy. I can do this. I can do this. This is so easy.
Yeah.
I can be better than him, brother. My first 30 seconds in the NBA were the toughest 30 seconds that I ever played in the game of basketball. And I realized from that very moment, like, this is not easy. The moment that you feel better than the player next to you is the moment that you're not going to have success in this league, in the NBA. Because every player has something different.
Yep.
Every player brings something different, whether it's in the locker room, whether it's in the game.
Yep.
Shane Battier.
Yes. Great. One of the greatest intangible guys.
Winner.
Yep.
We remember him as winner. And the game of basketball didn't give it to him, but at the end, he won a championship being with the team, the right team. The team at the moment was the best team in the NBA.
He always increased winning on every team that he went to.
But, bro, that comes from previous years.
Always been that guy at Duke.
Same thing. High
school.
He wasn't trying to be the way. He wasn't 100%. Trying to be the scoring guy. He wasn't trying to be.
Mastered his role.
He mastered his role. He was a role player, a starting role player. So to me, that moment, that rookie moment was like, bro, don't you feel like you're better than the guy next to you? Just compete.
That's it.
Don't believe in this movie that I can play better. No. You work ethic, you work throughout the year. It's a very long season.
For sure.
It's going to showcase whether you're the man for that job.
Yep.
And the match, the personality of the head coach that wants you out there.
Facts.
But you're not better than this or that. Let the critics talk about that.
Yeah, let them deal with that, not
on
you.
the team.
You got to stay level-headed.
That's why San Antonio Spurs is probably the best team in the decade with Golden State.
Well, because I think when we talk about roles, I think Popovich and that staff does a great job of distinguishing, hey, this is your role. They voice their opinion right away. This is what you're going to do for us in order for us to win. And there's nothing else. I don't care what you got to do. Listen, I don't care what no one's telling you. You better come in and do this well because this is what you do well.
And that's simple. And they win.
And they make your job easier. And they say, listen, the more you win, the more money you get paid. It might not be here because we sacrifice, but we'll get you some money.
They get you paid.
So you mentioned earlier, we ain't going to skip over this, that you played with KD in high school. How did that happen coming from Venezuela, like small Caracas, and you end up on a team with probably one of the top players in the country?
I think God always blessed me, man.
Yep.
God always blessed me. I'm a true believer, and I'm not the most talented. I'm not the guy that can jump the highest.
Yep.
But God always put me in situations where I was going to learn and where I was going to be successful. And, and the experience with KD was one of the best experiences in my life.
Yep.
Imagine coming from Caracas, having nothing.
Yep.
All of a sudden playing with one of the best high school players ever. And one of the best players ever that ever played the game of basketball. So you must be doing something good in your life. You know what I mean? I don't care. God even gave me the responsibility to be the best player.
Facts.
The responsibility he gave me was to help a team win games.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? And he gave me the responsibility to be the best player in Venezuela and score many points and do all the
things. That was your way out.
That was my way out. But I knew my role, so I didn't plan that. I mean, when I saw KD one summer, he was taking summer classes with me. I was the most excited kid just because, first, you know, I'm the type of guy that I respect players, but I don't read about players, especially when I came to the state. I came to the state when I was 17 years old. I played against Ty Lawson, Nolan Smith, Michael Beasley, Jeff Allen. I mean, you name it. All the tough kids from the DMV.
Yes.
Didn't know their names, couldn't even speak English. I just wanted to fucking compete.
That's it.
Like, I just wanted to go against Ty Lawson.
Yes.
He was the best player. I wanted to defend him.
Yes.
Nolan Smith supposed to go to Duke, went to Duke.
Yeah.
They played together in Oak Hill.
Yeah.
Oak Hill High School. We played Coolidge High School in D.C. That was a great game.
D.C. is very underrated for producing a lot of fucking talent.
Okay? A lot of talent.
Very underrated. They're talking about New York, Chicago, L.A.
No,
D.C. got some shit.
The DMV got some.
They known for having those cool guys though. They cool attitudes and they cool on the court. But I'm gonna tell you right now, they produce some really good players.
They got some players. So, you know, that experience playing with KD and graduating from high school with him was a blessing. You know,
awesome.
Got to know his family and his brothers and his boys and especially his mother and his dad. It was a really, you know, it was something really cool. It's something that you know nobody can really say. You know, I can see the KD that is playing in the NBA, and I can see the KD that was just coming early to the house that I was staying at.
For sure.
We used to have sidekicks. Remember those cell phone team with sidekicks?
Shout out D-Wade, you had a sidekick deal. That man had every deal you could possibly have. Shout out D-Wade.
Yeah, get back to that, D-Wade. You know, don't forget about your players, man, your boys. And then just hang out there until, you know, we just make time to go to our first class or go to an early workout. We used to work out before the first period, before the first rain of classes and all that. So I truly believe KD deserves everything he is going through right now. I identified with him, with his story, because, you know, I went basically through the same thing, but in Venezuela. You know, he came from basically nothing, having low money to catch a train, to all of a sudden be one of the most successful players and people in the world. So to me, that's a blessing. Forget about the fame, forget about the money, forget about the rent, forget about the cars and all that. Just knowing KD and knowing his heart.
For sure.
It's what I take away. You know what I mean?
Just his famous MVP speech. Like if you're a true hooper, it gives you goosebumps every single time.
Because it was real, you know what I mean?
It was real.
And people
watching his mother in the stands crying.
And people think he's sensitive in a way.
Oh no, you can't control that emotion. You know where you come from.
But everybody got their own story.
For sure.
So like I say,
for sure.
You can really compare players. We were talking about Bron and Michael.
Yeah.
And the era and all that stuff. And to me, you can never compare what KD brings to the game or with LeBron. It's just two different games. You know what I mean? In a way. Well,
you can compare it a little bit. My thing is this: you can't play this sport, you know, for competitive reasons. You can't play this sport without somebody being the best. And you can't play this sport without chasing the best. You understand? And that comes with this. When you talk about roles, if your role is to make guys better and set up guys, I want to chase the best person that ever done.
So what would make KD the best player in the world?
So for instance, you got to continue to win.
Okay. Well, for instance, if Stephen Curry, best shooter ever that played the game of basketball,
100%,
right, wins 4 more championships, and ended up winning 7 championships. Is he the best player?
No, he's not the best player because
in the world.
He's not because
in the history of the game.
No, because of his body of work and his load that he has to, you know, his role on the team. Like you got guys that have bigger roles that won just as much. You understand what I'm saying? His role is a lot smaller than a Michael Jordan's role.
But what he has done, in a way, I think he changed the game even more than LeBron. and
For
KD.
sure, absolutely.
I mean, he's taking shots for where we are right
Listen,
now, bro.
he definitely.
How do you defend that?
He's the one that evolutionized the game. As far as now.
So to me, that's tremendous.
No, for sure.
As now being, like we say, the best player in the game.
But that's what
changing the game by himself, doing it the way he's doing it, is something that we have to take.
Put it like this: Magic Johnson is the best point guard to ever play the game.
Totally.
When Steph Curry walks away from this game, I'm pretty sure that he's going to touch that surface and probably be the best point guard to ever play this game.
So this is probably to another podcast with you, but like the game 10 years ago was different than what it is right now.
Yes.
Even 20 years ago, even 30 years ago. So I think we're playing in different NBA leagues.
It is different eras. So but you know what can translate and what can't.
But you respect the history.
You do. You have to.
I think it's just like love, man. You can't really have a definition, straight definition of love. It's just so abstract. It's just you can say two things and it'll mean love. You can do an action and it means love. So the gaming nowadays, it's hard to figure it out, or it's hard to actually define how we play in the game of basketball right now when you have a center bringing the ball down, making better passes than the point guard.
They weren't doing that back then.
Oh, having James Harden being a man, the best player of his team, holding the ball for his 48 minutes, he probably controlled the ball 36.
37, 38, maybe.
Is that the game we want to play? And then comes Kobe out and say, you know what, that's not play of basketball. It's not going to win like that. But then we talk about the roster, the injuries, and all that stuff. So, but you talk about San Antonio, and I haven't changed. They haven't changed their identity for 25 years. And they play the same way.
And they're going to continue to win. They understand. And Pop lets you play your game.
But tell me again, how you define the game of basketball?
Yes.
Having different personalities in it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like it's like we were talking, and I went home like thinking like we still need time to digest and to see, because you know now guys are 30-some. You know, the game started getting. I mean, I'm 32. I want to get back. I want to play. I know if I get back, when I get back,
for sure you will.
It's gonna be hard, but then you start seeing kids now like, wow, the game is changing so much day after day. So it's a debate that people, like not only you and I, like we need more, but we need D-Wade, we need these guys to actually talk about.
So we get different perspective. I think Mike kind of like said some BS when he said, you know, he never said that he was the best player ever, for the simple fact of respecting the history of the game. But come on, Mike. Within closed doors, you know goddamn well you think that you're the best player ever to play this game. Of course. But so don't say that. I want you to tell me the real, especially that you're not playing now.
No, but you know what? I think out of respect, and it's something, and you know, because you're part of the NBA. It's a code, like it's a language, it's a dialect. Like we talk,
I hear you.
Like when you talk with an NBA player, and not disrespectful to the hoopers around the world, but like when you talk to a guy that played 3 or plus years in the NBA and won some games, and it's a level of the conversation, you know what I mean? And it's just like, yeah, I can have a conversation with D-Wade, Brown, and Kobe and all that, but it's totally different when they having a conversation themselves.
Yeah, because now
that's a code.
That's
something that.
That's what I want, especially when those guys retire. You come to the table, and Brown was bold. Brown went out and said it. Hey, I'm the best player to ever play. When this happened, when this moment happened, I said I was the best player ever to play this game. Mind you, it's more than just moments, okay? It's your whole career. It's the body of work that comes to play when you talk about being the best player ever. Brown went out and just said it. It's a difference between like how Mike said, you know, I'm not going to say I'm the best because of the history of the game, but at the end of the day.
I think that's a political speech, to be honest.
For what Brown did.
Well, but you know what, man, Brown is going through the toughest time in the history of the game. You have social media. This man, you know, and
I know where you're going with this, but that ain't basketball.
But I agree. But I'll give it to you like this. I'll give it to you like this. I truly believe. I have kids. You have kids.
Yeah.
You have to be a complete player.
For Sure.
And a complete player is not like you play both ends. A complete player is the guy that does it at the highest level inside the lines.
For sure.
And the guy that does it outside the lines as well.
Okay.
Regular worlds. I mean, to me, what LeBron has done in the culture, socially, political, with the game of basketball, is remarkable. I think you got to bring all those facts.
When you talk about the best player ever, you think that you have to mention his, what he does off the court?
I truly, personally, it's my opinion. I personally feel like, yes. I mean, LeBron can easily become the next Tiger Woods.
He's one of the biggest stars when you talk about African American.
Bro, he's the best athlete in the world.
He is. 100%.
And look, we're talking basketball now. Because we can have our points, but
100%.
You talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, and all those guys. They're great.
Yeah.
They are great.
Yeah.
But what LeBron has done, bro, and I was anti-LeBron. Because I'm a winner. I like to see guys winning.
Yeah.
But winning doesn't mean winning regular season games. Even though I haven't won a championship, I still believe that somehow, somewhere, I'm going to figure it out. But winning means winning championships.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
I was just going to get to that. I think it was 9 finals appearances in a row or something like that. 8. He didn't win all 8. They used that as an accolade. Oh my God, he made it 8 times in a row. Is that a moral victory? Or
well, I agree because I'm a tough kid.
That's a moral victory.
I'm a tough credit. So yes.
Don't bring that in the conversation.
The thing is,
I don't want to talk about that.
I agree.
You got to win.
And you are really, and you know what? That's why we're here.
You got to win.
That's why we prepare ourselves to win. And part of life, man, and it's not a moral victory. And you're right. But you know what's so hard when you play in the NBA, bro? Every game. And Jordan, it happened to Jordan as well. Like if I'm playing LeBron tonight, you know what I will do? Mm-hmm. The night before, I go to sleep early. Mm-hmm. I'm not messing around. This is my time to show the world that I belong in the league.
Man, listen.
And he faced that every fucking night. And all the players can tell you, all our friends. You're
going to get their best.
All our friends are like, you know what, LeBron? He's just another player. Yeah, right. You go to sleep early.
Yes, sir.
You tell your friends to turn the TV on because LeBron, you on TV, and you want to go against this guy.
Man,
you know what I mean?
I got an amazing story about something similar like that. So Trevor Ariza, one of my best friends, okay, he was with the Lakers, and he was playing with Kobe Bryant. Guys hang out with Kobe Bryant. They play with him. They might go out to dinner here and there, but Kobe's really like a loner, because of his mental. He's very mentally strong, and the way
love it.
So Trevor calls me to get into Miami. He's like, "Hey, stop what you're doing. Meet me in my hotel. We're going out with Kobe." I said, "What? We get to go out with Kobe?" He said, "Stan, I know you. Don't bring your friend. Don't bring nobody. Come down here by yourself." So boom, we get there. It's about 5 different cars. I don't know which car to get in. 2 of them are security right there. 2 other cars are security. The car in the middle is Kobe and Trevor. I get in the car like I was the president. You got an armed security in the front. Okay, you got armed security in the back, and then me, Trevor, and Kobe sitting in the middle. "Hey, what's up, Kobe? How you doing?" "Hey, what's up, man? Remy, heard a lot about you, blah, blah, blah." We go out to dinner, having a good time, great conversations, great basketball conversations. Starts getting late. Lamar Odom was going to have a party. He was going to throw a party. And me and Trevor are excited. We're like, we're going to the party. We're in Miami, right? Kobe looks at the clock. He says, "Well, that's enough for me. I got to guard D-Wade tomorrow. I'm going to take it on to the hotel because I got to watch another 2 hours of film on him. Make sure I know his counters, his go-tos, everything about him. That's how serious I am about this game." And he was hinting that so Trevor can take his ass home too, because he's like, I can't do it all by myself.
He was playing
the mind game and also being honest about what he's going to go do.
But that's what leaders do.
So Trevor said, "Shit, you know what, Stan, we ain't going to the party tonight. Because I know, what if he pick up a quick 2? Who you think is going to have to guard D-Wade now? So let's go do the film together." That right there was like subliminal guilt to make him want to go home and go work on his game. The fact that Kobe was looked at, I'll never forget how he looked at that rollie. He said, "Hey, all right, it's time to go home. I gotta prepare for D-Wade tomorrow." Like that type of stuff, like just that story always.
Bro,
and
young players need to understand that, bro.
For sure.
You probably, Kobe have fun, LeBron's having fun, D-Wade has some fun. All these players, we all have fun, but we have more time of work, a body of work, than having fun. Having fun is winning.
Facts.
Having fun is paying the price. Go back to the conversation with the wifey. I tell my wife, having fun is sacrifice for something much bigger of what you imagine.
100%.
You know what I mean? Kobe did his whole career.
Sacrifice his personal life,
everything,
his
everything,
bro. Just to win in this game.
To win, to mimic Jordan. Who are you gonna mimic? The best trainer.
But that's what I was trying to explain. You gotta. What's the point of not having somebody as the best? You gotta label somebody.
We're connecting the dots.
Yeah, and you gotta label somebody.
That, like, no, I just gotta do it with my own flavor, bro.
Nah, I'm chasing the greatest.
You know why Michael Jordan will be the best player of the history of the game?
Wait, so you saying he's better than Bron?
You know why?
Okay, I'm listening.
Because he's the first one doing it. And that's the
first one doing what?
Doing what he done. Michael Jordan.
Well, yeah.
Shoe-wise, on the court. Like, look.
That's what I'm saying. So
that's it.
Mike got some stuff too off the court.
I agree, but Remy, he did it first.
Facts.
He did it first.
It's okay. You can do it first, second, long. If you do it better, you know what I'm saying.
If you do it first, you can do it twice.
It's a whole nother podcast about why I think.
Look, LeBron is the best player in the world, but when you think about Jordan, and you know what, let's just not reroute, because I think what the point that you made for young players is important. You have to have a mentor.
For sure.
So for Kobe, come out publicly and say, Lou, you know what? I got to be number 24. One above Jordan.
100%.
You talk about competitiveness. We all sharks in the ocean. We want to compete.
Facts.
We want to be the best.
Facts.
And some of us are role players, but we want to be the best role players in the NBA.
Facts.
Because there's not many Kobe's and LeBrons and D-Wade's and KD's and Steph.
Facts.
Klay Thompson. You know what I mean? So to me, you got to study the game.
Yeah.
Study the game. It's having this conversation and going back to your notes or to your film and be like, shit. Like, I remember one time my rookie year playing against Boston Celtics. They had the big three, and rookies got to be there like 3-4 hours early. And I was so excited to be in the league, man. I came for nothing, Remy, and I was in the league.
Yeah.
They were going to send me down to the G League at that time, and I was just fighting it back. I was with a biggie, Damon Stoudemire. I was like, I don't want to go to the D League. I want to play. I know I can play.
Yeah.
And I refused to go, and I worked my ass off until they give me a shot. The day I saw Ray Allen coming in 5 hours before the game, had a complete workout. Me sitting on the stand, watching, I say, how in the world, one of the best shooters, at the time the best shooter,
in the game
is in the gym working out before of me, and I haven't done shit in the NBA.
He used to take the Uber there.
Bro, I'm talking about 5 hours before our workout. Then later on, I saw Kobe doing the same thing. Bro, you know what I did? I say, no way. I got to be there at 1:30. I don't care. I just stay in the locker room to lift weights.
Whatever.
Because you know what, man? When you lose something that you love, and no matter how you lose it, whether it's injury or you're not good enough or whatever, you start valuing it.
For sure. You value it way more.
For me not to play in the league the last year and a half, 2 years, and remember all these things that I'm telling you, you know, I had to. That's why my will is gonna get me back.
Facts.
And my talent and the way I study the game.
Facts.
Because I know how the best ones did it. So if they did it, being the best ones, how come I'm not gonna do it when I'm a role player? And look, I'm not proud to yell it. I'm just understanding a professional job.
For sure.
You know what I mean? To me, you gotta learn from the best. You have to have a mentor. You gotta study the game.
Yep.
You have to be there early. You gotta talk to people. You gotta have conversations about life with these players, with these coaches. You got to be smarter than the game.
Why?
You have to be bigger than the problem.
These young guys have no clue about that part.
No.
They just show up. They're quiet. They don't
No.
say anything. They don't have conversations with. I learned another thing from my mentor. You know, every city I go to, I'm gonna know my bellman's name. You understand? I'm gonna know my valet's guy's name. Because I have to.
That's
go
a
to
complete player, bro.
I have to see.
That is a
these
complete
cities.
player.
I got to go to these cities every single year. So when you need a favor done, I'm gonna know the ushering at the arenas, right? That say, "Hey, Stan, I'm gonna take care." Exactly,
and
because
be a blessing for your game.
Exactly,
for your
because
family.
I'm gonna speak to these coaches. You never know, because guess what? The same guys that you were assholes to your rookie year, right? You're in your 10th year, okay, and you need a job. Now, guess what? They're fucking GMs. They're GMs.
And that's why you, my friend, come back and play another year, 2 years. You don't think I'm going to find an NBA job?
Facts. I know you will.
With all the relationships. So these kids, this is what the NBA is all about.
Building relationships. Building
and
relationships.
Guess what? The game works. The world works with who you know.
100%.
And if you have this platform, why? We go back to the conversation, the beginning of the conversation.
Yeah.
Why you're not doing it right from the first inning?
From the beginning. From the beginning.
Why are you trying to do it halfway and then trying to do it right? Why are you trying to make it so hard?
Make it
It's
hard
simple.
on yourself. Yep.
Simple is always the best.
The easiest thing.
The easiest thing. So to me, these conversations are very helpful to young kids, to young coaches, to young trainers, to, because, for instance, your experience.
Yes.
You work out with, and that's what I like you, because it's just like Asians. Like, they represent all these high elite players, and sometimes they forget about
the bottom barrel.
And one thing, and I'm not saying this because we are friends, because I think you agree, and everybody that is here agree. Like, it's more than the game of basketball.
100%.
It's more than that.
100%.
And that's why we play basketball.
For sure.
Because the game of basketball gives us more to do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And when you understand
that's the bridge.
Exactly.
But that's not what keeps it together.
That's the platform.
100%.
So the great thing about you is that you can work out the same way you work out Greivis Vasquez.
For sure.
Respecting players' career,
yeah,
but you don't change.
For sure.
And I think that's the key of your success. And young trainers that you either make it as good as you are right now in a year, not in 2 years.
I just posted something the other day about 10,000 hours.
Yes, and that was a great post.
You got to put the time in. You got to put the work. I had a
conversation with my wife today. Like, she's running a business. I'm like, but your business is not going to grow in a week, or in 2 months, or 3 months. It takes 3 times for your brain to actually get used to something.
For sure.
In the United States, it will take you 3 years in order for you to establish a business, any business.
Yep.
How long can any regular NBA player be in the league?
3 years is, I think,
if they pass that mark,
yeah,
they can play more years.
For sure, it's a success.
2.5 years they out. So, like, you gotta study the game. You gotta study the game. You gotta put the time in. And that's the biggest thing about Remy Workouts and what we're doing. And I'm glad that I'm here. I don't know how much longer we got, but I think these conversations are important because this also unifies basketball. You know what I mean? And it brings us together, and the image of the game, and the image, like, now the game is so open to different cultures.
For sure. That's why I always tell young guys now it's a lot harder because, on the NBA roster, it's at least 6 European people that they're getting.
The game changed.
Look at Luka.
Oh my God.
He is an animal. Like,
but who opened that door?
Dirk Nowitzki,
Manu,
Steve, all those guys. So
Tony Kukoc.
Yeah, I look at Luka and I'm like, I wasn't a believer. I said, let me start watching his game because that was one of the teams that I don't have anybody on, so I don't watch them a lot. I said, no, I need to watch this guy. I said, you know who he reminds me of? His heart. He reminds me of you.
Yeah, he is.
Right? Right. His athletic ability, how he approaches the game, his toughness. He loves to take big shots. He is.
I love his game.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know what? I'm really tough with rookies in terms of critics.
Yeah.
But this league is a cold business.
Yeah.
You gotta. You know what? you got to do it again.
Facts.
You got to do it again.
Facts.
Like LeBron, like D-Wade, like Steph, like the best.
Facts.
You got to do it again.
Facts.
So if you're going to make it commercial, yes, praise the kid. But if you're going to make it efficient and the highest level, let's expect this kid to do it again and prepare himself to have another great season.
Facts.
A lot of times, happens a lot. I played with number one picks, the second picks in the draft, had a great year, rookie of the year, all of a sudden, gone.
Yep.
It's sharks in the oceans. You can be high one year, just like you can be out of the league the next year. So this is something really important.
Yep.
Not too high, not too low. And I think Luka understands it. That's why I think he actually is going to survive.
For sure, no, he's going to be
The moment he believes, I told you in the conversation, the moment you believe you're
that
better
he's the
than
shit.
X player,
But he's been saying that.
Well, you gotta be careful.
He said playing in the NBA is a lot easier than scoring baskets overseas. Like
you gotta
the
be
thing
careful.
about it is he is right now is only going to play in the first the first 2 seasons of the NBA.
no, I agree.
I mean the first
I agree.
two parts of the NBA, and there's 3 seasons within 1 season.
But I'll tell you this.
He ain't getting to that 3rd season yet.
Exactly.
And
So
he doesn't
let's
know
talk
what
about,
it's
let's just finish with this. How come Anthony Davis doesn't want to play with the Hornets anymore? Because he wants to.
He wants to win. He's going to
Exactly,
sacrifice his fame. He's sacrifice his.
Who is
his
going to
role.
remember Anthony Davis if he doesn't win?
Right now?
Great friend of mine.
Yes.
So Luka got to understand that.
He's young.
He's
He's young.
bro, do
But
it right from the
remember,
beginning.
start from the beginning.
Do it right from the beginning.
Do it right
Don't
from the
give me no
beginning.
excuses.
If not
you
young,
told me not to give you excuses
he's
about
not young.
Braun and
But
Michael.
guess what?
Don't
Guess-
give me excuses.
He has.
That's what we get
he
paid for.
He has a legend.
That's
right
what-
right there with him. That can say,
Bro,
hey, listen, what you just said.
I'll tell you this.
That was wrong.
And you know what's the cruelty about the NBA? Ain't nobody feels sorry about you.
No, absolutely.
Or anyone, or you.
Absolutely.
No, we don't care.
For sure.
We just want to eat.
I want to see him do well in the playoffs when the scouting report knows he likes
Winning,
to go right.
winning.
When they know he likes to take step backs
Winning.
all the time. When they know.
Bro,
he
we
can't
already
go
know
left.
James Harden struggled in the playoff.
Yeah.
What else make you think that he's going to struggle? Yeah, he's a young kid. He got to get there, and he got to overcome that. Manu Ginobili did.
Yep.
He overcome all the obstacles.
I think an important guy that has to get over that, and it's gonna. If he gets over this hump where he can perform in the playoffs, he's your ex-teammate. If he can do it, Mr. Kyle Lowry, that team right there will go very far.
I'll tell you this.
He's gotta
put my
gotta
money on
play
Kyle.
better. Listen,
put
I
my
love
money
his
on
heart.
Kyle.
One thing about him,
We got to
around the
question
league-
him because sometimes you got to question him, no doubt.
Yeah,
But I tell you this.
he's known for being a dog.
I will go to war with one player.
Yeah, it's gonna be him for sure.
Kyle Lowry.
100%.
And you know what? He got to understand the problem with Kyle. Sometimes he take it way too personal where like he gets upset or he mixes emotions with like
For sure.
like fuck what people say. This is
Yeah.
the way I have. This is the way I'm gonna do it. But
Yeah.
when you see a Kyle Lowry smart, focused, tunnel vision, understand, really don't listen to too many people
Yep.
or whatever. But when you see a Kyle like understanding where he's going,
Yeah.
I think this is the year for him to go to and have a chance to go to the NBA Finals with the type of team they have. It's not the other guy.
Yeah.
It's him.
Oh no.
It's
but-
him.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I know Kyle. He realized that, and he understands that, and he's gonna have to perform. And I tell you this, I got my money on him because I seen him work.
100%, man. Man, G, we could easily be here. We could easily be here for another 2 hours, man, but we're going to wrap it up. You're going to be a repeater on the show. Absolutely. You're going to check in. A lot of guys, the teammates that you had, you being in Miami, we have a big summer ahead. We're going to have a lot of different guests. I'm going to always have you
Yeah,
on.
let's
You
make this
repeat
big.
it.
I think this is good for the game of basketball.
Absolutely.
This is good for all the young players in Florida. This is good for all the players around the country, around
sure.
the world, because
For sure.
you did some work with my foundation. It was standing back home, so we got plenty to talk about it.
Absolutely.
I think this is a conversation that we got to continue later on. So
Absolutely.
let's just get to the to the fans just a little bit of what's going on with the game of basketball.
Absolutely, man. So appreciate you
Thank
coming
you,
out.
Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it,
I appreciate Florida Memorial for letting us come out, use their court, man, use their gym. It's going to be the home of Remy Workouts this summer, man. Amazing. See you guys at the third one. Thank you.